basically there is a stigma against anxiety, and it's because people empathize with it, and it plays a role in them understanding what anxiety is a bit wrong. They understand what it means, but they don't understand the levels to it. So for a person with anxiety, like what can they do, and like how do you bring awareness to this issue?
Sure, I can go on that. Anxiety, incredibly important. I can share an experience that true experience actually happened. There's this once I was with a good group of friends. It was a good we had like a good 3 weeks. We were in a program where we were getting to know one another it's about a 3 week program. And you know how it is, right? In programs, you meet a whole new bunch of new people, and then you have a good time, then you connect with them. And at the end of about 1 2 weeks, you start building very, very close relationships. And towards the end of the third week, pretty much they're more like family now. You know all about them, and the people you trust, the people that you can share, you can confide in. So that was what we had. I was with a group of friends, and we all understood each other. We were pretty close, sufficient to say, because we were spending pretty much the whole day, every day, for about 3 weeks. Towards the end, though, we had like a little farewell ceremony because everybody was going to leave their respective hometowns, their respective places. And one of my close friends, she was sharing about how things are a little bit different and back home, and then she had like a lot of things going on, and that she had found a new home here, and that she felt really loved, and she had a great time, and she didn't want to let these amazing moments to leave friends. Sure, we could keep in touch through text and through social, but it's different. So anyways, we decided, hey, let's all take a walk, and to go down and to just spend some good time vibing. And as we were vibing, we were going around walking. I was walking alongside her. Suddenly, she just stopped. She froze. And I looked at her. I was like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? And then she started shaking her hands. Started shaking her hands. And at that time, I was like, okay, something's not right. And then I went to hold, and she couldn't breathe. Yeah, she was like starting to uh, have difficulty in breathing, and I felt like she was suffocating. So immediately we all panicked. We were walking, like we weren't walking as a close group, so everybody was in a different location, slightly far apart. I was the closest to her, so I immediately grabbed and made her sit down, and she couldn't breathe, and she was having an anxiety panic attack. So I didn't know what to do. I was shocked at the time. I was like looking around, hey, what do I do? And then I looked at her, I started calling her name. She was shaking, and then she was like, she couldn't breathe. And I didn't know what to do to get a hand. I immediately called up all my other friends, like, hey, look, guys, we have a situation here. Everybody came running, and she saw everybody running towards her, and that didn't help. And then she started becoming even more anxious. And to the point, somebody looked at the blue button we have a blue emergency button right around campus, and somebody hit onto that. And 30 seconds later, she was like, no, no, don't hit, I'm fine. And then that made her panic attack become even worse. And then the ambulance came, and the person suggested, hey, we need to take care of her. Let's not like surround her. It's a bit claustrophobic. Let's give her some space. Everyone gave her some space. And I, being the one that was closest to her, accompanied her into the ambulance, and she still couldn't breathe. They had to inject her with a sedative for her to cool down. And 10, 15 minutes later, I was explaining the scenario back to the nurse and staff on board of the ambulance. And then finally she cooled down, and it wasn't anything major, but she would get these kinds of anxious panic attacks whenever she feels something too strongly. So it's not something that has happened to me before. So I did not know how severe it could be. But being in that situation at that time, it suddenly opened up my eyes to how big of an issue an anxiety attack. And it's not that she wanted, it just happened at that particular time moment. So eventually she shared that she was just too sad to be leaving us, and thinking about starting back life, and missing a good circle of friends. That really made her really anxious. So actually, I'm not sure if this answered your question, but it definitely showed me the stigma against anxiety, stigma against panic attacks, and being there in a particular situation really changes the way you look at things. it changes, and you get to see how severe it can be and how dangerous it can be if you were alone at the time and if there isn't anyone to help you. So yeah, interesting experience with that.
No, this is a great. This is a very great answer because it allows a person, like the viewers who are watching this, to understand that. So when I said levels, you are like, hold my beer, like, and then you like, sort of said, hey, like these are the levels I used to it. So it was a like great story, and hopefully like people sort of understood like how bad it can get, and like that's why there's a need for the increasing awareness that people want in India. Vyaas, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I haven't seen. Wait, so was that a panic attack or a seizure? Sometimes I get confused between the two, and I don't really know the difference. Can you throw some light on that, Bhoshaga?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
So a seizure is when you start having nervous breakdowns, right? Like the nerves hit into you start it affects the brain a lot more, and then your hands start shaking in a much more severe state, I would say. So panic attack is also severe, but it falls through a slightly different category. It's more of a instant palpitation when your brain releases a lot of cortisol. You become a lot more stressed, and having a lot of anxiety build up. That's how it releases. I would say the key distinctions. I'm nowhere near an expert, but the key distinctions from the things that I've read through. A panic attack occurs instantly. A seizure is more of a medical condition. So it happens after strokes. It happens due to a key underlying medical condition. So while a panic attack can happen at any time, but it happens so sudden that you don't know how to deal with it. Your body starts pumping in extra blood pressure starts rising. You go into flight or fight mode. So that is how it attacks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to just get an idea of what I should do next time, or what I would do if I see someone getting a panic attack. So so that's the protocol, right? What you said, give them some space, and make sure you call out their name and try to see if they respond. So yeah, okay. Those are things that I would
don't make the mistake that we made. We were like crowding around, and she was like, "Oh, I need space." And also, even if they say they might not want help, she was like, "Don't call them. Don't call anyone. I'm fine." Right? Sometimes
you shouldn't listen to that. Yeah, that's bad advice. Listening to someone who needs help. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what I was gonna say is, I mean, it's difficult because there's no, if you're diagnosed with a disease or an illness, you know that you're going to live with it and you can plan for it. But with a panic attack, you just can't. There are sometimes you might feel sad and you just fine. The day goes on. But there are sometimes where you feel sad, because that didn't feel like a sad moment when Bhoshaga was narrating the story. It seemed like a serene moment when they were just walking through the thing. But that's the thing, that was a trigger for that person, and it just happened. So the unpreparedness surrounding a panic attack is what we should be mindful of.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to see more videos on the topic, make sure to check out our playlist where we answer more questions. We'll see you next time.